For years, she whispered the same lie to herself. Just keep going. It'll get better. She stayed quiet, took the hits, and smiled through the pain. Because in America we're taught that real strength means endurance. Keep your head down. Don't complain. Power through. But nobody warns you about the damage silence can do. Nobody talks about what happens when swallowing your pain starts to break you from the inside out. This is the story of a woman who stayed silent for years, until the pain became louder than her fear and pushed her to finally fight back. Silence was her survival strategy. She didn't stay quiet because she was weak. She stayed quiet because she was trying to survive. Speaking up felt risky. Silence felt safer. At work, she let disrespect slide, convincing herself it wasn't worth the trouble. In her personal life, she put everyone else first, telling herself that being understanding and patient made her strong. She believed keeping the peace was the price of stability. Don't complain. Don't cause drama. Just handle it and move on. That mindset helped her get through the day, the week, the year. From the outside, she looked fine, capable, calm, dependable. People assumed she had it all together. But inside, something was slowly breaking. Every swallowed word made her feel smaller. Every ignored boundary chipped away at her confidence. She stopped trusting her own voice, then stopped hearing it altogether. What started as self-protection turned into self-erasure. Silence kept her safe, but it also kept her stuck. And without realizing it, she was paying for peace with pieces of herself, shrinking a little more every single day. The pain that wouldn't stay quiet. Pain doesn't usually explode all at once. It stacks up quietly. One bad day turns into another, then another, until years pass filled with swallowed anger and tears shed in private. She became an expert at minimizing her own hurt. It's not that bad, she told herself. Other people have it worse. That lie helped her keep going until it didn't. Then came the moment that crossed the line. Not dramatic, not loud, just deeply humiliating. She was dismissed, talked over, and made to feel completely invisible. Something about that moment cut deeper than all the others combined. It wasn't just what happened, it was what it confirmed. That her silence had taught people how to treat her. That night, she sat alone with the weight of it all, and something inside her cracked. Not in a way anyone else could see, but in a way she could never ignore again. Once you feel that kind of pain, the kind that reaches your core, you can't unfeel it, and pretending stops being an option. The turning point nobody saw coming. Most people think fighting back looks loud. Raised voices, slammed doors, big dramatic moments. For her, it was nothing like that. It was quiet, internal, and absolutely terrifying. No audience, no applause. Just a woman alone with a question she could no longer avoid. If I don't stand up now, what happens to me? The answer hit hard. She saw herself years down the road, still shrinking, still silent, still accepting less than she deserved. That future scared her more than conflict ever could. More than being judged. More than being misunderstood. So she spoke. Her voice didn't come out strong or steady. It shook. Her words weren't polished. She didn't have the perfect argument lined up. But they were real, honest, hers. And that was enough. Because the moment she spoke, something shifted. Not just in the room, but inside her. She realized courage doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes the bravest turning points are the ones nobody sees, but the ones that change everything forever. Standing up cost her, but gave her everything. Let's be real. Standing up for yourself isn't free. The moment she stopped staying silent, things got uncomfortable. She lost people she thought would always have her back. Some judged her. Others slapped labels on her. Too much, difficult, dramatic. A few even tried to guilt her into shrinking again, reminding her how much easier things were when she stayed quiet. First, it hurt deeply. Being misunderstood always does. But then something unexpected happened. Every time she chose herself, every time she held her ground instead of apologizing for existing, she felt stronger. Not louder, not angry, stronger. The pain didn't magically disappear. It still showed up, still lingered in the background. But it stopped owning her. It stopped running her decisions. She realized she wasn't fighting people anymore. She wasn't trying to win arguments or prove her worth. She was fighting for herself, for her dignity, her voice, her right to take up space. And that fight gave her something no one could ever take away: self-respect. What her fight teaches us all. This story isn't rare. It's just rarely told out loud. So many people walk through life carrying the same quiet weight, choosing silence because it feels safer than change. Staying quiet avoids conflict, keeps the peace. It makes life feel predictable, but it also slowly teaches you to betray yourself for the comfort of others. Her fight proves something powerful. You don't need permission to protect your dignity. You don't need approval to set boundaries, to speak your truth, or to refuse treatment that shrinks you. The moment you stop asking others to validate your worth, something shifts inside you. Standing up isn't about becoming aggressive or heartless. It's about becoming honest. Honest with yourself about what you can no longer tolerate. Honest about the cost of staying silent. Once you choose self-respect, there's no going back to pretending. Her story reminds us that dignity isn't loud, but it is unbreakable. And when you stop betraying yourself to keep others comfortable, you don't lose who you are. You finally become who you were meant to be. Moral of the story. The moral of this story is simple, but it's not easy. Silence can protect you for a moment, but it can destroy you over time. Staying quiet may feel like the safest option, especially when speaking up risks conflict, judgment, or loss. But when you consistently ignore your own pain to keep others comfortable, the cost adds up. This story teaches us that endurance is not the same as strength. Real strength is knowing when to stop accepting what's hurting you. It's recognizing that your dignity matters just as much as anyone else's comfort. You don't need to explode, argue, or prove yourself. You just need to be honest with yourself and brave enough to act on it. The moment she chose to stand up, she didn't become selfish or cold. She became whole. She learned that protecting your self-respect isn't optional. It's essential. The moral is this: no peace is worth losing yourself. When you choose your voice over fear, you don't just change your situation, you change your life. If this story hit you in the chest, you're definitely not alone. That tight feeling, that pause where you had to sit with it for a second, that's recognition. That's your instincts telling you this story connects to something real in your own life. At LionWar Brave Stories, this is exactly why we tell these stories. Not for clicks, not for noise, but for the people who've been carrying heavy things in silence. These aren't fairy tales. These are real moments of courage, real pain that didn't break someone, and real strength that was built in the hardest ways possible. If you believe silence shouldn't cost you your dignity, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it right now. You never know who's quietly fighting the same battle. Drop a comment if this felt personal, if it reminded you of a moment you survived, or a line you finally crossed. This is a community of people choosing courage over comfort. Stay brave, stay standing, I'll see you in the next story.